I was the lone wolf out there today at this.
Do you get like stink eyes and
I get a lot of sighs.
Okay. Eye rolls, stuff like that?
Oh, yeah. One of the questions was, how are you going to save Social Security? That was asked today.
Mm-hmm.
Every other candidate said their versions were different, but they all wanted to extend the working age.
That's usually what they do. Make you work longer and you get a little bit less.
And increase your payroll taxes and decrease your benefits.
Correct.
They all had different variations of that. And whenever I said my plan was to dissolve Social Security and make it go away.
Sorry, folks, we have a train passing. Sorry to interrupt.
And privatize it.
Yeah.
And I told them about the math real quick. And this is important that I think everybody has to understand. The median income in Mississippi, median salary is $37,800. Payroll taxes on that for Social Security is $392. If you take that $392 and instead of giving it to Uncle Sam for Social Security, you would put it in a mutual fund drawing 12%. And for your working career, age 18 to age 65, by the time you get to 65, you've got almost $12 million in your account, your retirement account. This is the husband, the wife, the man, the woman, anyone. And the stock market just took a hit this week in the news, and it lost about 5%. Well, even then, you end up with 9.8% instead of the 11.8. You end up with $9.8 million million.
There you go. You had it. And that's if you take it out at that moment. Right?
And
if you have
moment,
a little time to ride it out, you may get that back.
That's right. And even in its heyday, Social Security, your return on investment in Social Security is about 2.4%.
Yeah, that's not good.
That's
terrible.
Nothing.
What do we do then? So that's moving forward, right? That's
right.
What we could do now. What about the people who've paid in?
We transition. I think people that have paid in gets every dime that they've paid in, and plus interest. And what we do is we start transitioning. And I would be willing to listen to an age 30, or actually in the working cycle. So from 18 to 65 or 66, you get to decide when you retire under my plan. But I would say probably age 30, you've paid in X amount in your Social Security payroll deductions. And at age 30 is when you start now moving that payment to your own personal retirement account. Then when you retire, you get the money that you've paid in because you will have been drawing interest on that from age 30 to age 65. That's 35 years. So you'll get that interest plus whatever payroll taxes you paid into Social Security. And then eventually, everybody will be under the privatized system. It'll take about 30 years to get there.
It's privatized, but is it mandated?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same payroll deduction, the exact same. We just match it.
Okay.
So instead of giving it to Uncle Sam, you put it into your own personal. And the good stuff about this, and I really like it, is it's yours. And right now, the way the system works, you pay into Social Security your whole life. When you turn 64, God forbid you get hit by a bus and die.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam keeps all that you paid in. They give your spouse, the surviving spouse, a small pittance, but Uncle Sam keeps the rest. And under my plan, it's yours. It's part of your estate. You leave it to your kids in your will. Whatever you didn't spend, whatever you have in your 401k or your mutual funds, whatever you have there is now part of your estate. You can give it to the church. You can give it to your kids. Give it to your dog.
Who would argue that? Who would argue against that?
Think about what it does for our budget, our federal budget. Right now, unfunded liabilities, we're like $230 trillion because of Social Security. That's money that we know we have to pay. That goes away. I think $160 trillion of it goes away because if we privatize Social Security. Think of the economy. Think about how many grandmas and grandpas are going to be buying Winnebagos and outstanding Christmases for their kids, for the grandkids.
It has to be fear, though, on the part of the people, like, just say, for instance, you were talking today, right? Anytime you talk about changing Social Security, anytime you talk about it and the answer is not, we're going to, I don't know, because like you said, either you're going to lose time, you're going to work longer, you're going to get more taken out of your check in the other plan, not yours, the other plan.
Right.
Or they're going to pay you less. So what a part about that is appealing?
Well, the problem is they ask the question and they say, and you have 90 seconds to respond.
Well,
and I have to explain that in 90 seconds.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's why I like doing these things, because we can sit here and talk as long until you're blue in the face. You know what I mean? We upload it to the internet. None of it's edited. So it's a long format discussions that 90 minute or 90 seconds. That's just you
Right.
can't convey a point.
And everybody sitting up there at the table with me, there was, I think, 6 of us.
Mhm.
Every one of them knows this to be true, that something has to be done.
Was it ever a good program in your opinion? Social Security?
No,
Okay.
no. It might have been effective, but I think it was immoral.
Okay.
If they would have done it correctly, it would have been okay. I'm not against a safety net. I think the safety net is important. You're going to have people that cannot take care of themselves, and we as a society have to take care of them.
Okay.
But there's a non-coercive way to do that, and a way that we can take care of it better. For example, privatizing Social Security. Let's suppose there's a disabled person. He's 25 years old, 30 years old. Well, you know what? His dad just retired with $12 million. His mom just retired with $12 million.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the safety net. They can put him on a salary for $60,000 a year, and it will last for 75 years. I mean, we have.
That requires people to do their part, right?
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But it does require people to work their said years of required work, right? And you're saying that the amount of money that would be allocated or set aside for their retirement would be still the same as like it is now. Social Security would just be in a private
Right.
investment.
Instead of bureaucrats in Washington having that money, it would be their mom and dad that had that money, or their aunt or their uncle or whoever felt the need
Right.
to take care of them. And I think it brings us together as a society like we need to be.